Dr. Heidi Orr. Welcome to my series on busting astrology myths for the discerning witch. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the myth of being born on a cusp. I can't count the number of times I've heard someone tell me they were born on a cusp or they know someone who's born on a cusp. And that's a myth. The truth is, no one is born on a cusp. And here's why. This born on a cusp myth oftentimes stems from misunderstandings about the boundaries of sun signs, and then popular astrology perpetuates this myth that people are born on a cusp. So there are 12 zodiac signs, and each zodiac sign spans 30 degrees. And the zodiac has 360 degrees. Here's an example of a Western astrology chart. It doesn't have any birth information in it, but you can see that it's divided into 12 sections, one section each for each zodiac sign. And each of these sections have 30 degrees in them. In that middle section there, you can see these little tick marks, and those are marking out the 30 degrees of each of the zodiac signs. The sun moves through a zodiac sign in about 30 days. And the sun moves from one zodiac sign to the next around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th of each month. And this varies by year. Some people believe that they or a friend or a loved one exhibit characteristics of both zodiac signs if that person's birthday is close to the day when the sun changes zodiac signs. But that's not how astrology works. Astrology is specific, it's not general. Unlike horoscopes might have you believe. This born on the cusp myth is perpetuated by popular astrology with things like the date ranges they provide in their monthly horoscopes. Here's an example of some of these date ranges. In the upper left, Aries, March 21 to April 20th, and on the lower right, Pisces, February 20 to March 20. These are not date ranges that happen every year. So again, each year they change, and sometimes the sign changes in the middle of the day. We're each born on a specific day, at a specific time, in a specific place. And this date, time, and place of birth determines your sun sign and the degree of your sun sign. The degrees of the sun signs, or the degrees of anything in the zodiac, goes from 0 degrees, 0 arc minutes, to 29 degrees, 59 arc minutes. So if you or someone you know is born close to those dates that the sun is going to change into a different zodiac sign, knowing your date, time, and place of birth lets you know that your sun is either in one zodiac sign or the other because it's associated with a specific degree of that zodiac sign. It's not a combination of both. And if that were true for the sun, it would have to be true for everything else in an astrology chart. And it's not true, fortunately, because that would be very chaotic. To illustrate with an example, here are two charts. I created these myself. They're for August 2025. So I'm recording this in January 2025. So these dates haven't even happened yet. But you can see here on the left, I have created a chart for August 2025, specifically August 22nd, 2025 at 1:33 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. By the arrow there is a red circle with a dot in it. In astrology, that's an icon for the sun. And I can see that at 1:33 p.m. on August 22nd, 2025, the sun was in Leo at 29 degrees 59 arc minutes. You can see the 29 below that red circle with a dot in it, with the Leo symbol, and a 59 under that. So those are the degrees and arc minutes of the sun in this chart. You can see that all the other things in this chart have they have numbers and they have zodiac signs. So this person is born during the time where the sun was traveling at the very last degree of Leo. 1 minute later, on August 22nd, 2025, at 1:34 p.m., same icon there with this chart on the right, the red circle with the dot in the middle. You can see that this person is born at 0 degrees Virgo, 0 arc minutes. So a person who was born on August 20, or who will be born on August 22nd, 2025, depending on the time they're born and where they're born. So this is for the Pacific Coast. It would be different in different places, the times. But say someone is born, this is a chart for San Francisco. So someone who's born in San Francisco on August 22nd, 2025, they could be either a Leo sun sign or a Virgo sun sign, depending on the time when they're born. So they're not on a cusp, they're one or the other. They're not both. Another way we can think about this is with the elements. Each of the signs is associated with an element: fire, earth, air, and water. So for example, Aries is a fire sign, Taurus is an earth sign, and the sun would move from Aries then into Taurus, but Aries isn't almost an earth sign, right? Fire is fire, earth is earth. Same with Gemini. So as the sun's going through the zodiac, it would move from Gemini and eventually to Cancer. Gemini is an air sign, Cancer is a water sign. So someone's either going to have a sun sign in air, Gemini, or a sun sign in water, Cancer, but they're not a blend. So air is air, water is water. So you can, think about it that way too. If someone identifies with the characteristics of the sign that is neighboring their sun sign, it's usually because there's so many other things going on in the chart. As you probably saw in the previous example, there is a lot more in an astrology chart besides the sign the sun is in. So here's another example of an astrology chart, and I've indicated where the sun is, this circle with a dot in it. Here, this at the bottom of the chart. But all these other items in the chart are different objects, and this isn't even all of them. There's so many. So people could exhibit characteristics of the sun sign that's next to the zodiac sign that they're born in. It has something to do with other things going on in the chart. So in a nutshell, no one is born on a cusp because we are born at a specific time, on a specific day, in a specific place, which identifies the zodiac sign and the degree of the zodiac sign at the moment of our birth. So hopefully that was helpful and has dispelled some myth about people being born on a cusp. If you don't know the time of your birth, it's usually on your birth certificate, depending on when you were born or where you were born. If you don't know the time of your birth and it's not on your birth certificate, you can have your birth time rectified by a professional astrologer. So there are ways to discern what your time of birth is if you don't know it. So, yeah. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about another myth that I hear a lot, and that is about how the rising sign is a mask that we wear. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Busting Astrology Myths for the Discerning Witch. And yeah, I look forward to continuing to bust myths and catch you on the next episode.